Hey guys, it's SlyCooperRawks, and welcome to part 1 of... I really want to draw this out. Of... something with Daxter, I think. And Naughty Dog. Boom. Ding! Yes, welcome to part 1 of Let's Play Jak and Daxter and the Precursor Legacy. Yes, guys, this was the winner of the poll that I made a week ago. As you know, Japanese Sly Cooper and Thievius Raccoonus, that series ended, and I asked you guys what series you would like to see next. And your top choice was Jak and Daxter, the Precursor Legacy. So we are going to start that right now. Just let me get my TV remote so I can turn up my TV. I always do this for some reason. Okay. So, let's start this out. I'm going to start out by saying, most of you guys know this from the poll video, but I actually played Jak and Daxter, the Precursor Legacy, alongside Sly Cooper when I first got the PS2 for Christmas. So, this is way back in 2002 again. So, if you guys saw my Let's Play Sly Cooper and Thievius Raccoonus, not the Japanese version, I pretty much said, yeah, I'm going back to 2002 here. So, we are going way back, like 10 years ago. So, actually, I think almost 12 years ago. Or not 10 years, almost 11 years ago. But, yeah, guys, so let's go ahead and get into this. There's going to be a lot of nostalgia for a lot of people during this Let's Play. I know I'm going to have a lot of nostalgia. But I also noticed in the comments, some of you guys actually haven't played this game. And I was just like, really? How have you not played Jak and Daxter, the Precursor Legacy? Like, seriously? So, yeah. I hope this is as enriching for you as it would be if you were actually playing the game. But if it's not, then I suggest you get it. Because, you know, you really don't have an excuse. Because you can get this at GameStop. If your GameStop is still selling PS2 games, you can get this for like 10 bucks, I think. I paid for it before. Because I sold my original copy that I got. But you have no excuse, because you can also get the Jak collection on PS3. I'm not going to be playing the Jak collection, obviously, because I don't have money to get the Jak collection. And I have the full series on PS2 anyway, so, yeah. So, I'm kind of delaying here because I have not set my timer, even though I've been talking for probably like 3 minutes. But I've just started my timer, so let's go ahead and get in this thing and stop my rambling. Alright. New game. Empty. Do it.
I have spent my life searching for the answers that my father and my father's fathers failed to find. Who were the precursors? Why did they create the vast monoliths that litter our planet? How did they harness eco, the life energy of the world? What was their purpose? And why did they vanish? I have asked the plants, but they do not remember. The plants have asked the rocks, but the rocks do not recall. Even the rocks do not recall. Every bone in my body tells me that the answers rest on the shoulders of a young boy. Oblivious to his destiny, uninterested in the search for truth, and rejecting of my guidance. And why would he want to listen to old Samus the Sage anyway? I'm only the master of Green Eco, one of the wisest men on the planet. So it seems the answer begins not with careful research or sensible thinking. Nay, as with many of fate's mysteries, it begins with but a small act of disobedience.
Hey! Jak, old green stuff told us not to come here.
continue your search for artifacts in Nico. If the locals possess precursor items, you know what to do.
Deal harshly with anybody who strays from the village. We will attack it in due time.
What are we doing here anyway, Jak? This place gives me the creeps. Huh? Oh, stupid precursor junk. Eek! What is that dark ooze? It sure don't look friendly. The sage yaps on about the precursors that built this place all the time. Where did they go? Why did they build this crap? Now, I like precursor orbs and power cells as much as the next guy. But if you ask me, they must have been real losers. Wow! How did you do that? I think we're in trouble! Man, that stung! I told you we shouldn't have come here, and you listened! What? Okay. I'm fine. I'm fine.
What in green tarnation do you two want?
I was...
Don't tell me! Instead of heeding my wisdom, the two of you went mucking around in the only place that I told you not to go. Misty Island.
That's right, and then...
And, Daxter, you finally took a much-needed bath, but in a bathtub filled with dark eco.
Look, old man, are you gonna keep yapping, or are you gonna help me out of this mess?
I'm gonna keep yapping, because in my professional opinion, the change is an improvement. And besides, I couldn't help you if I wanted to.
What?
There's only one person who has studied Dark Eco long enough to have a chance at returning you to your previous form. Carl Acheron, the Sage. But he lives far to the north. Far, far to the north. Nobody has spoken to him in ages. I would teleport you there, but I can't do that either. None of the three sages that maintain the other teleporter gates have seen fit to turn their ends on for quite a while. The only other way north is by foot through the Fire Canyon, but its volcanic soil is hot enough to melt precursor metal. You can't just walk through it.
But you could fly over it, if you had a zoomer equipped with a heat shield. I just happen to be working on such a thing at this very moment. All I would need is 20 power cells to give it enough energy to withstand the canyon's heat. Isn't that right, Daddy?
Yes, Kira, that might work. But where are a boy and a half going to get 20 power cells?
From the villagers. Most of them have a power cell or two stashed away somewhere. And even if they aren't willing to just give them away, greasing their palms with a few precursor orbs should do the trick. And I bet there are even more of them out in the wilds just waiting for some brave adventurer to find.
Well, we've got the brave adventurer at least.
Brave adventurer? You two couldn't find your way out of the village without training. Before you do anything else, you better go through the warp gate and get some practice on Geyser Rock.
We won't find any more of that dark gooey eco stuff, will we? 'Cause I'd hate to fall in again and turn into you.
Get in there before I turn you both into ferns.
Alright, so basically we went to Misty Island, and Daxter kind of got turned into an Otzel. So now we have to try to journey to get him turned back. So that's pretty much what the game's about. So let's go ahead and get started with the tutorial. The first thing I'm actually going to do is change the aspect ratio. It's going to look weird on my television because course, it's not 16 by 9, but because I'm actually stretching this video to fit the aspect ratio of YouTube, I'm actually going to change the aspect ratio of the game. So it's going to look weird to me, but it's going to look better to you. So obviously this Let's Play is for YouTube, so I want it to look better on YouTube anyway. So this is Geyser Rock, and this is where the tutorial...
This device is a communicator. With it, my father and I can give you advice at any time during your quest.
Level is. And yes, that is a communicator, like Kira said. They communicate with us like that from time to time. Especially during this tutorial level, they do that a lot. So... And these green things that I'm picking up is a health gauge. 50 fills up each piece of that heart. So essentially, there's 3 pieces of that heart right now. And if we get another 50, that essentially adds on another heart piece. So we essentially have 4 pieces of heart right there. So it's kind of like Zelda, except for it's a fixed health. We don't level up or get pieces of heart. That's pretty much it. So the maximum health we can have is 4 pieces of heart. So I'm getting a little Zelda on you. And precursor orbs is the currency of this game.
These floating egg-shaped things are precursor orbs. Collect enough of them, and some of the villagers will give you a power cell in exchange.
So, yeah, this will be our currency during the game, as well as power cells. Power cells are it's basically like the difference between coins and stars in Mario Party or any Mario game, like Super Mario 64. So precursor orbs are kind of like coins, and power cells are kind of like stars. So if we get enough of them, we can do a lot of these objectives. Like, as you can see here, this is the start menu, and when you unlock how to get a power cell, this menu will pretty much tell you your objectives. So that's pretty much it for now. Let's go ahead and grab these here. We got some melee moves here. This is the square button. We got the punch. We got the roundhouse, which is circle. Then we got jump and double jump. Then we got roll kind of thing. We can crouch. And we can punch upwards with L1 and square. And then the R2 and L2 just bring up the status screen pretty much. So, and also we have this kind of first-person view. This is through Jack's goggles, as you can see on top of his head. So, these are for people who haven't played this game, which there are a couple.
This is a power cell, the most important precursor artifact you can find. You need to collect 20 of these so I can power the heat shield for your A-grab zoomer.
Alright. So this is for the people who have never played this game. So, for the people who have played this game, and I hope there's a lot of you guys, if you get tired about my explanations, just deal with it. Sorry. There's just a few I know that are going to watch this that have never played this game, so. And whenever you collect a power cell, you get this very amusing cutscene that Jak and Daxter kind of do this victory dance, so here we go. Of course, this text will not be here the entire time. That's just the first time it'll be here. So basically, that means it's saving our progress. Okay. Now these boxes, we need to collect, I think, 6 of these. Is it 6? 7. So there's 7 scout flies that we have to find for each world. And if we collect 7 of them, there's 1 scout fly that will actually find a power cell for us. So they're in these red boxes, and we have to find those in each level that we encounter.
Hey, you found one of my scout flies. I sent 7 of them to each area to look for power cells, but the lurkers must have captured them all.
Alright. And they won't be all in one area like this. This is just the tutorial level to just show you what they look like. And actually, I forgot to show you the dive. That's X and square. So that's how you open these precursor boxes, or scout fly boxes. just like that, a power cell will appear. Gotta love Daxter.
Wow! That last scoutfly had a power cell. I'll bet if you collect all 7 in each area, you can find even more power cells.
These are kind of the dummies to where you can get rid of.
That's Blue Eco,
Used to the
which contains
melee.
the energy of motion. Blue Eco allows you to run fast, break boxes, and even activate some precursor artifacts when you get near them.
So as he said, this is Blue Eco. There's basically Eco is the main source of energy through this game. So Jak can harness this Eco to do different things, and there's different types of Eco. Blue Eco is, of course, the first one that we encounter. Actually, technically, the first one that we encountered is Green Eco. Green Eco deals with your health. Blue Eco deals with motion, as Samos said. So we'll go ahead and harness this. And each Blue Eco will combine with the last one.
Notice how each Blue Eco cluster you pick up increases the time you can use its power.
And you see that gauge that was right there in the lower right corner? That is our Eco gauge that tells us how long we're going to have the Eco that we harnessed.
This is a precursor door. It can only be opened by approaching the door while channeling Blue Eco through your body.
Alright. So we have to go through that door while we're harnessing the Blue Eco.
That's a Blue Eco vent. More concentrated than the floating clusters. This vent will give you a full charge of Blue Eco, letting you use it for the maximum time.
And that'll fill up our gauge completely. So.
Good work! The Blue Eco caused the door to open. With Blue Eco, you can breathe energy into all kinds of precursor artifacts that have lain dormant for years. Those little green balls of energy on the ground are a type of Eco. Pick up 50 small green Ecos, or one big green one to increase your health.
Health? I don't know why he's so forcing that T. I don't know. But there's also a set number of precursor orbs in each level that you should collect. There's 2,000 in the game, it looks like. And, yeah. So as he said, we can get 50 of these to fill up our gauge completely. And as you can see, I got 3 heart pieces, and 50 balls of energy, balls of green Eco. So that makes 4. So whenever we get hit, that count will just go to 0, and we won't lose any of those 3 hearts. So
You can jump once, then jump again in the air to reach even higher ledges.
yep. Like the double jump there. I almost fell. And there was something else I was going to say, but I forgot what it was. Actually, let me go back to over here and see if I can remember. Oh yeah, when you die, that 50 will go to 0. You'll still have the 3 pieces of heart, but that extra 50 won't be there. So essentially, when you die, you get 3 instead of 4 chances. So if you happen to pick up 3 or 50 of those balls, then you'll get that extra, you know, charge. I'm guessing you get what I mean. I'm probably explaining it way more than it should be. So let's go ahead and finish this tutorial level here and get to the real meat of the story. Oh, wrong way. And Blue Eco can also...
You found all of the power cells on the island. Come back to the warp gate so I can bring you back to the lab. Hurry up!
I was going to say, you can also get Blue Eco to charge these precursor platforms that will travel from place to place. So, alright.
Good training, boys. But that's nothing compared to the challenges that lie ahead.
And no problem. We got the moves, eh, Jack?
We'd love to stay and chat, Big Green, but we're, itching to get on with our adventures.
Fine, fine. Adventure away, then. And while you're out adventuring, why don't you make yourself useful? My darn green eco-collectors are clogged up again. Head out to the far side of the beach and clear them out, why don't you? Follow the lamps. They'll take you right there. Now, all of you, get out of here!
Don't you just love Samos? He's so charming, so welcoming, so generous, you know. And here's Kira. Here we go.
Hey, baby. What do you say you and I go cruising on this A-Grav Zoomer?
Rule number 1, I don't date animals.
Ah, you don't know what you're missing.
Listen, if you need something to keep you busy, my father always talked about an ancient precursor pipeline hidden deep underground. Some of these pipes end in vents from which eco flows freely, and some have been capped off so that the eco is sealed back. There must be a way to turn the capped vents on. I traced part of the pipeline back to the Forbidden Temple. Maybe you should look there for some type of switch.
So as you can see, Daxter kind of has a love interest with Kira, and Jack does a little bit, but of course, you know, he doesn't talk in this game. He's kind of a mute. He's kind of shy. I guess that's kind of why he doesn't talk. But there's kind of a love interest. Daxter kind of, you know, shows it more than Jack, obviously, but Jack also has his sensitive side eventually. So yeah. So basically, we need to go back to the Hidden Temple and find the switch for the blue eco to uncap them. So, and also, they'll tell us this later, but this is a teleportation kind of thing. If she puts the zoomer in this, and we find a platform like this in another level, the zoomer will teleport to our location, and we can use it from there. So, that's that. And this is Sandover Village, just like the title says. I think you can read, maybe. So, we got the main story out of the way. So now we just have to bribe some of these villagers to, you know, share their power cells. And actually, you know what? I just realized that I didn't get all of the freaking precursor orbs in Geyser Rock. You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and do that because I'm not gonna want to do it later. So I did not realize that I missed them. Let's go back to Geyser Rock. See if we can find them. I think they're over here. At least, that was my prediction. Guess not. Are they over here? It's kind of embarrassing that I can't find these in the tutorial level. We'll find them. Maybe. So now I have to look even closer. Where they are? We only got 6 left, so can't be too far. Well, and there's a green sun in this game. Pretty sweet. Alright, so not down here. Where are those orbs? Oh, they're down here. There we go. And that icon will pop up when we get all of them in an area. So, all right. So let's go back. We we don't have to go through the whole level again. Simply because we found the all the orbs. So go this way. That was close. He kind of hovered in midair for a second. That was lucky. All right. It's usually not necessary to get all the orbs in one area. Like, if you can't find them all at once, then it's no big deal. Because most of the area, like, there's more precursor orbs, obviously, in the game than you really need. So, what's actually pretty funny, though, is that in this game, there's 2,000 precursor orbs. In Jak 2, they are so much harder to find. But we'll get to that later.
Hey! It looks like scout flies are always in red boxes.
Yep. And see, here's the pause menu here. As we can see the ones that we've collected. And if we have to encounter a power cell to learn how to unlock it. So you have to pretty much explore the entire area to learn how to unlock these power cells if you've never played the game before. So, as you can see, we found one scout fly, so one of the power cells is filled in. We haven't actually gotten it, but it's telling us how to get it. So, and for the people who have already played this game, I'm probably explaining it way too much to you guys, so I apologize.
Don't tell me that you two have problems as well. The first I hear of monster sightings near the village, and now this. See those gears up there, boys? See them? See how they're not moving? That means our village has no power. The eco beam coming from the jungle temple has been interrupted. And boys, everyone's too frightened to go out and find out what's happened.
Did you pay the bill?
Yeah. Oh, you're funny. Now look, if you two fix the eco beam, I'll give you a power cell. Oh, and another thing, if by any chance you're interested in making a contribution to my re-election campaign, I might be willing to part with yet another power cell. The minimum contribution is a very modest 90 precursor orbs.
Alright. We don't have 90 yet, so we can't really give him anything yet, so we'll do that later. But apparently he's keeping hostage a scout fly, so here we go. Let's meet all the villagers. Actually, there's nobody in here. I don't think we find out who actually lives there. I don't know. And here's our uncle. I forget his name, but you know.
Well, hello there, my dear boy. You've caught me at a most inopportune moment. I was to set off on my journeys yesterday, but I seem to be a spot short on the old precursor orbs. I would have pledged my word that I had 90 of them, but I gather that your young friend, you know, the little annoying, miserably ugly one, might have just pilfered them as a sort of a spot of fun. Anyway, would you be kind enough to loan your dear old uncle 90 precursor orbs so he can get underway? I would offer you a power cell in return.
You know, the trend of these characters is you give them what they want, and they never do anything else. They always have the same pose throughout the entire game. You can come back to this area, and they're still sitting there. So, not really realistic. But, you know, it was a PS2 game. We never really thought things through to be realistic like that. Of course, nowadays, you have to have everything be realistic, so.
Hey! Little furry dude! Oh, I thought for a moment you were my muse.
Your what?
Haven't you ever seen a muse before? It's a little glowing squirrel about your size, full of spunk, and crazy as a lark.
Oh, I get it. Like a sidekick.
As a matter of fact, without my muse, I just can't sculpt. But with her around, I see beauty in everything, you know? Right now, I couldn't chisel my way out of a box. I think she ran away to that misty island. Huh. I just hope she's all right. It's worth a power cell if you bring her back to me.
Wait a minute! We are not going back to Misty Island! Are we?
Yes, Daxter, we are, eventually. Alright, I hear those guys. Where is he? Oh, he's over there. Whoops. Alright, we now have 3.
Oh, I wish I had some inspiration.
We'll get your inspiration. Don't worry. So as you can see, we've unlocked these areas so we know what to collect, because we've actually talked to the people that we need to collect power cells from. So, alright. Trying to see if I can find the rest of these scout flies before the end of this part, but it doesn't look like I'm probably going to be able to do that, because in this, pretty much this part is filled with more story than actual, you know, doing things. Oh, there's one down here. How convenient. So we need... There's the trend of somebody texting me during my LP, and it's Nathanimore! So, yeah. Alright, well, I want to see if I can get those scout flies before we leave. Oh, here's the bird lady.
Oh my, what a horribly sick little bird.
You don't look so good yourself, lady.
Oh, sorry. I thought you were a spotted orange-bellied rainframe. You know, yesterday I saw some terribly vicious creatures capture a mother flood near the beach. Now there's this poor little orphan egg sitting in a nest at the top of the cliff, and I can't get to it. If you could climb up there and push it off, I've piled some hay down at the base to catch it safely. Do an old lady a favor, and I'll give you a power cell.
See, that's kind of your bribe in this game. So if you get precursor orbs, you pretty much get power cells. So yeah, that's the way it works. And we got this guy where we have to get his yak cows, you know, situated. So we'll talk to him, and then I will have to end this part, and we'll actually do the stuff we've set out to actually collect power cells. So this part kind of has more story progression in it than actually doing stuff. So next part we'll actually be doing more things. So
gotta milk those yak cows. Gotta milk those yak cows. Oh, it's you. Oh, just resting my tired bones. I've been trying to get those ornery yak cows back into the pen all day. Some strange creatures tried to steal them earlier. You think you could help an old man and try to get them back into the corral?
We get a power cell once we do that, obviously. So, so far we got 3 power cells to collect. There's 2 others that we can get, but we haven't unlocked those yet. So, that is pretty much it for part 1 of Let's Play Jak and Daxter: The Precursor Legacy. Hope you enjoyed it so far. And I also know that we didn't really do much. We did more story than actually doing stuff. But I promise you, part 2, we will be doing a lot more. And I will see you guys later. Hope you're going to enjoy this LP so far. And that's pretty much it. Don't forget to like, favorite, comment, and subscribe. Don't forget to look at my other 2 YouTube channels. Those are in the description, SlyCooperRawks and SoraRawks. Don't forget to like and follow our Facebook and Twitter pages. That's Facebook.com/TheDeviousCoopers and Twitter.com/DeviousCoopers. Couldn't fit the D in there. And also, if you guys want to follow my personal Twitter, go to Twitter.com/RyanRawks, just the way I spell SlyCooperRawks. All those links will be in the description. Hope you enjoyed this part, and I will see you guys later. Brohoof, see you next Monday. Peace out.